Welcome back, everybody, to the Aaron's High Cap Adventure Radio program. Today is Saturday, September 16th, 2017, and to my left here I have a special guest, Naomi White of White's Leather from Milano. Naomi, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and I thank you for having me here.
Oh, no, thank you for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something here. We're going to be talking 50 shades of leather. And there's so many different things you can do with leather. I just wrote down a handful of things, like the elegance of leather, the exotic nature of leathers. Does that be the right word? Exotic?
Yes.
Utilitarian types of leather work, sporty, classic, all sorts of things. And I've known Naomi for, gosh, going on with 20-something years. And I would go to you occasionally to get some work done. It was nothing but professional. And I wanted people to, if they don't know who you are yet, to learn of you. So, Naomi, why don't you tell us, say hi, who you are, and quickly about your shop, where it's located, and how they can get in touch with you.
Well, I'm Naomi White. My shop is in Milano, Texas. I have been there, I've had the shop about 20 years or so. And it's right there on the highway. I started out doing boot repair, and we worked into a little saddle repair, and then eventually I got to where I learned how to tool leather and started making items such as belts and wallets, and it has just worked into many items.
Well, what gave you the bug to do leather?
Well, I guess while doing boot repair, you see items from other leather workers and whatnot, you know, that they make custom boots and things like that. And I've always been interested in crafts and things like that, so it just got me started.
So you're basically fixing things, and in the course of you going, hey, I can do this. I'm creative.
Right.
I got some ideas of myself. I want to be, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I walked into her shop 20-something years ago, or just less than that, and I don't even remember why I went in there. It was probably having to do with a gun holster, most likely. And I walked in, and one of the first things that I saw on her counter was a 3D image of a wolf, was it?
It was a wolf. Was the first one I did.
And of course, you know, I'm thinking it's multi-layers of leather and all this kind of stuff. And come to find out, you know how thin like a chamois is? A chamois to dry your car off? That's a piece of leather. Naomi turned that thin piece of leather into a 3D picture that was at least 2 inches in depth. And I was amazed. And ever since then, it's just like, that's the woman to go to. And Naomi, let's start off by showing them what you got here. This is absolutely beautiful. And you're not going to get to see this until about Monday or Tuesday on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to go to Aaron's Gun Shop YouTube channel, become a subscriber, and then be on the Facebook page, because this whole program will be rebroadcast on the Facebook page. But right here we have the American flag with an eagle in a three-dimensional view of one piece of leather. Talk to me about that, Naomi. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, the first one I saw was a bear, and I was just amazed at what they had done with this. So when they said I could go to a class to do this, I had to go. And it's amazing how it's done. The leather's actually worked from the back side. It's pushed forward and tooled and shaped, and then you fill the back of it with a putty of leather dust and rubber cement, and then you work the front, your feathers, and you know, all that.
What's the stretch factor on leather? It looks as though it's going to rip to shreds as far as it's sticking out, because I'm looking at the thinness of the American flag, and the eagle head is protruding from that at least an inch and a quarter.
Leather's quite amazing. It is. You wet that leather. You have to wet it. And it will stretch and it will give, and it's just amazing how you can form leather.
Okay, so what this work does, it shows your incredible ability to tool leather. But do you do that as gifts? Is this some of your personal stuff? You just like to do it for yourself, or do you actually promote this for sales? Do you
the three-dimensional?
The three-dimensional ones.
I just do those for myself mostly. I enjoy doing that. And
how much time would that take for you to do that?
If doing nothing else, it would take about 3 to 4 days to do one of these.
How do you color it? How do you get the colors in there?
You use paints and dyes to do that. Acrylic paints, and then they have leather dyes and shades, you know, of stains and things like that that you can use.
Well, I'm impressed. So, what, ladies and gentlemen, when I see this type of work, I say, "Oh my gosh, okay." So, making a wallet, can you do that? Of course, you can do that. I mean, that's child's play as compared to what we just showed you here. So, you've got your photo album here of all the different things you've done. Well, let's flip the pages from the beginning and talk about the different types of things you can do, and maybe tell people what you don't do. Maybe what's a common request from people that you don't do just because it's too time consuming or whatever reason it is. We've got saddlebags.
That's the first pictures here. Some saddlebags and
got some beautiful tooling on that. Do you make it for horse or do you make it for motorcycle or both?
Either. You can make it for both. Yes, the saddlebags or for horses. You can make horn bags that they use, with horses, and have some saddlebags for motorcycles and stuff too. Have done some work with that.
Do you have people come in and say, I know what I want, but I don't know how to describe it?
Yes.
Does your artistic creation come in and help them out?
We work with that, with some ideas, and sometimes I have to work with their ideas.
Well, sure, you got to understand what you're trying to grasp, what they're trying to get across. Now, this was pretty cool. You did a bunch of these wine
caddies.
Wine caddies. Why don't you talk about those? You did a whole fleet of them.
We did several of those for the Houston Livestock Show wine department, and they hold 2 bottles of wine. The lettering on them.
Are you able to take that out of there so maybe I can show the screen, or is it too difficult to do that? I'm going to try, ladies and gentlemen. Here, we got a picture. Here's the wine caddy. Is that what you call it?
Wine caddy.
Here's the picture of the wine caddy made out of leather.
It has a divider in the center, so it holds 2 bottles of wine.
So I guess the divider would be right there. The bottle of wine. I'm familiar with these in the sense of the wooden ones, so I kind of know what you're talking about, but it's the leather. But that's a very rich looking.
Yeah.
Very rich looking type of wine caddy.
Some of the decoration on these are tooled, and some of these are lasered. We have a laser machine, and some of it can be done with a laser machine also.
Okay. I think we're coming up onto something else that was pretty cool too. You got gun scabbards.
We have gun scabbards.
Oh, this might be politically incorrect there.
That might be. But that's that's their personal. That's
looks like a shaving bag.
Shaving bag. Your wallets.
Belts with names.
Make a lot of belts.
Oh, that's a pretty gun holster. You can put your heritage Rough Rider pistol or revolver in this gun leather here. Beautiful looking holster. Plain and simple, yet beautiful and rich looking.
Yes, and they're made to fit whatever the pistol is, to fit that gun.
Now, this is interesting. What is that? It's blue?
It's a pair of shaps.
Ah.
That,
is that leather? Is that leather right there to the blue?
Yes. That's a pair of shaps. Make custom shaps, so you can tool the tops any way they want them. Put designs, overlays, underlays on these shaps.
Okay.
And can make all sizes. Some of the little boys like their shaps and stuff when they're rodeoing.
Now I'll tell you what, you're coming up on knife scabbards. There was a couple in here that were kind of large, like the one with the elephant skin.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, why don't you take the picture out and I can show everybody what that one looks like when they get a chance to look at it. And I'll tell you what, let me get that one too so they can see it full size. Here you've got, it's a large knife, and here's the entire picture of the knife in the scabbard, and the dark color is the elephant skin?
It's elephant, yes. The gentleman, that was his hide, and he brought me a piece of that and asked me to make a sheath befitting that elephant hide, and that was the pattern that I came up with.
What won't you do? I think we said saddles because it's just too time consuming. You repair
I have made one saddle, went to class and did that, but it's very time consuming. Just like boots. I have made boots, but a pair of plain boots or a saddle, if you're doing nothing else, will take you at least 40 hours.
So, I mean, you might do it if the price is right, but the person paying the price may not want to pay that price for the time it takes.
They may not want to for the time involved.
That's
in
right.
It. I kind of like staying with the smaller things.
But you do repair saddles.
We do a lot of repair on saddles and tack, your headstalls and things like that. Now, I do make some tack, breast collars and headstalls and such as that.
Naomi, before time runs out, do you have a website, phone number,
No,
Facebook?
A phone number is 512-455-7371.
One more time, because they're probably all writing this down.
It's 512-455-7371.
Okay, so give them a call. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got something leather, whether they do it or not, you should ask them anyway, and maybe they can work something out. But it's absolutely beautiful leather. She's still flipping the pages, and we're coming up with some more gun holsters, gun scabbards,
Pistol case.
more horse. So you do it all.
This belts. That's a sling.
Rifle slings.
Yes.
What's the most bizarre thing you've made out of leather besides these 3D images? This isn't bizarre. That's just beautiful. But what's one of the biggest projects you may have had? Or is it all just stuff coming in all the time? A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
All the time, and it's all different. I have one rope bag in the shop now, and it's fairly large, and we have to price and see if we're going to make one of those or not. You know, it's quite detailed.
Speaking of price, how could somebody get an idea of what it might cost for creating something for like a holster? I know it all depends on the type of leather, but is there any set standard on a time frame? Estimated time frame is this, and then whatever the materials are, it's that.
Well, there's so many variables. You know, if it's a plain holster, it's not going to take quite as long. If you want something that's fully tooled, you know, a lot of detail, you're looking at a lot more on the price for that. So
now, it may only take you a certain amount of time once you start to finish, but because you are so inundated with work, if somebody, let's say I come to you, Naomi, with a request for a gun holster for my 6-shooter, okay, old Western type of pistol belt, and plain Jane, just beautiful rich leather like one of those pictures you just showed me. What could be an estimated turnaround time for a product like that? Any way to comment on that?
okay, for a plain holster, I could have it out probably in a month. Okay, if you're looking at a lot of tooling and detail work, you're looking at maybe 4 months or longer to get it out.
Because you got to be like an auto body shop. You can't just do one person's product. You got to do a little bit of everybody's so that you get this house full of work out within about 30 to 45 days.
Yes, there is a list.
Well, yeah, I know.
And Christmas coming up, it's already started a list for that.
Now you've got the shop down there, and you got a lot of product in the shop. What do you have available for somebody to stop by and say, "Oh, wow, I like this." Purses. What else you have?
We have purses. We have saddles and tack. You know, for all your cowboys around. And we carry a line of custom knives and some jewelry and several things, you know, for the ladies. And
I know you've made some holsters for us that we had at the shop. We found a pattern and we replicated the pattern, and they came out great, and people love them. It's good quality leather. The price is right on this particular design, so I mean, it works. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got something that you want as an interesting gift, something that may be different than normal, check out Naomi White at White's Leather in Milano. She does beautiful work. She might be able to give you some ideas. You go into her shop, you get to see what she's already accomplished, and that you can say, "Oh wow, I didn't even think of that." Be a great gift. Knives, jewelry, leather, all that. So many things. Anything that I'm missing that you'd like to broadcast?
I was just thinking about, you know, small things. If you're looking at gifts, we did some keychains for some people, and it had their name on it. Plus, if they wanted, say, a Bible verse, if there's something they wanted, a little message to send to someone else, and we can have that on the back side of it or something. You know, just some little small custom item for gifts or things like that we can do.
You know how some companies, they give an Arctic cup with an engraving on it, or a keychain?
Yes.
Can you do you have ideas of mass quantity items that's easy for you but is rich looking, just like you said, the keychain? Is there anything else that might be?
Well, now we do have the laser machine, so we do powder coating on the cups, your Arctic cups, and laser those also with names and whatever they want on them.
What's my time looking like, Trey?
It's almost 10 till.
Okay, so we're winding this down. All right, Naomi, we're running out of time here. I got to go to a commercial break, and then we got some other segments to do. Before we end the segment here, tell everybody once again where you're located, how they can get in touch with you, and anything else that you want to get out there.
Well, I'm in Milano, right there on the highway, about in the middle between the two red lights. You can't miss it. And we love everybody to come in and visit in our shop. Donnie likes to visit.
What are your hours?
Monday through Friday is 9 to 5:30. Saturday is 9 to 4.
Fantastic, unless you're here on the show, right?
Well,
But then Donnie's holding down the fort, right?
he's holding down the fort. And I
Donnie, she's
thank
doing a
you.
great job, man. Hope you're listening. Okay, Naomi, it's fantastic having you on. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, check her out. I'll have this this interview up on YouTube and the website probably Monday or Tuesday. Check it out. There'll be a rebroadcast of this show on my podcast. You can check that out as well. So, Trey, let's take a break. And when we come back on the other side, we'll take care of a few notes. And we'll have Master Cindy Key coming on soon, too. So we'll talk to you in just a little bit.